What up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Two Dimes and a Token. I'm one of your hosts, Bruck Nasty, along with Mr. Kanyeezy.
You know what time it is, baby.
There we go. And just to let you know, the official sponsor of this podcast is Death Grip Wax.
Oh, my God.
If you're looking for a brand new product to revolutionize your mustache, to revolutionize your beard, serious beards and mustaches only.
Yes.
But if you're looking for that product that's going to set you apart from everyone else when you walk into the room, this is the product you're looking for. You got awesome wax. You can design your mustache any which way you want. As a matter of fact, we're going to a tournament, or it's a presentation, like an event for the best mustaches in the world.
Pass me the cone, man.
Here we go. In November. So whenever you guys get a chance, you can check it out. We have the link in our website as well. You get 20% off your purchase when you use the promo code 2 Dimes and a Token. And they have beard oils. They have the wax for the mustache. Yes. They have merchandise. They have combs. They have everything. They have face wash. They have everything right here. What am I looking at?
One of my fans said that, Keon, you have a nappy beard. So I said, we're doing something to adjust.
We had to make some adjustments, make sure we look good. So we got this vintage grooming oil right here. It's absolutely essential. So if you're trying to get your sexy on, this is where you want to go. So in this particular episode, we interview with a phenomenal friend of ours. His name is Rico.
Rico
Debarge.
Debarge.
All right, Rico is actually a CrossFitter, also a regular civilian out in the world, but awesome personality, absolutely funny stories, hilarious dude, and we had a great time shooting it. And hey, this is a forewarning. We have a lot of adult jokes, so we let a lot of our humor out in this particular episode. So if you're easily offended, go to a different episode right now. You can go check out any one of our past episodes. But if you have the same sense of humor, such as like Bert Kreisler or Shane Gillis, this would be the episode for you.
Definitely.
And we have a lot of fun. We talk about CrossFit and we talk about life coming up. We talk about getting absolutely knocked out in football. That was one thing that was really cool. Mm-hmm. But I think besides that, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Subscribe on YouTube. Go subscribe to our socials. For the love of God, please go subscribe so it helps us continue to push the content, helps us continue to make this thing possible. We want to bring you the best shit on the planet. So anything else to add, my friend?
I think you said it all right there.
That's what I'm talking about. Without further ado, let us welcome Rico Debarge.
I'm gonna do push-ups and then I'm gonna do squats.
Yeah.
You mean? And then I'm gonna right back to push-ups after that. Like,
what's about the thing where you see like CrossFit is terrible for your body?
It's horrible for you.
You're asking me? Or?
Yeah, I'm asking you in a general question.
Like, I mean,
horrible.
No,
horrible.
He said, "Nah."
Rico, I went to
it's funny.
Your show.
His face looked at you and said, "Hey, fuck you."
You seen people tearing muscles.
Yeah, that's in any event. Like, we also, like, okay, there was a Fit Fest we just did. You know what I'm saying? They had everything. They had bodybuilding, strongman, jiu-jitsu, all that stuff. Actually, one guy got carted out from our SAW ambulance, and it wasn't CrossFit. You know what I'm saying? So, like, any high level of competition, you run the risk of hurting yourself. You know what I'm saying? But like, I will say this, despite what people say, especially in CrossFit, they really preach
technique,
proper form. But people, just because people will, like, misconstrue, like, form, like the biggest thing is our pull-ups. You know what I'm saying? Pull-ups.
It's not pull-ups.
It's particular to CrossFit.
It's fucking
when I watch you guys do pull-ups, it makes me believe I can knock out 10 right now.
Yeah, you mean because ain't never fucking in the air.
And there's still a technique to that. You know what I'm saying?
There is, because if you go too hard, you throw your back out a little bit.
Because the reality is you can't do strict pull-ups that fast. You can't do like 20 strict pull-ups that fast. So to do it at that speed, you have to kip it. And there's a technique, and it's particular to us. Now, if you agree that's a rep or not, that's your opinion. You know what I'm saying? But in this sport, that's how you do it.
If you're in the military, that ain't
exactly.
a rep. That ain't a rep.
Yeah. It's if you're in the military, it's not gonna count.
It's not gonna count. Not at all. Not at all.
In this sport, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I do know what you mean. I guess I'm just saying. Every time I watch you guys do pull-ups, it like gives me and every other overweight person on the planet hope. And I'm like, hey, you know what? If back in sixth grade, when I was being ridiculed a little bit, because I was a big boy when I was in eighth grade. Your boy was 199 when I was in eighth grade. It. Now, mind you, later on in my life, I turned into muscle, became a fucking superstar athlete, became pretty fucking awesome at everything I do, and then kind of, you let yourself go again.
He did go from O-line of tight end if you think about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, remember I lost 85 pounds.
I remember that
in
man.
3.5 months.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. I always tell people the voicemail. Hey, you reach Mike Bruck.
Yeah, I'm
either working or working
out.
out. That's it. That's
Forgot about that.
Hey!
I forgot about that.
That's it.
That.
I was sexy as fuck,
Hey,
dude.
you lived in Baston Park when you did that, right?
Yeah,
I did. Yeah.
My man was.
That was an
locked in.
awesome fucking time, bro.
All he
That was-
did was work and work out. That was it. Like it was no women. I don't
Bro.
think Bruck was getting. Well, it's not hard to go.
It's funny.
Women free.
I put a bigger shock in the general public than when Caitlyn Jenner first hit the fucking. Like it was
Came
awesome.
back, he dropped all its weight.
That's what I'm
all
saying,
his hair,
dude. I look good, and I'm telling you, I had this little 4.5 pack because you could see the center line cutting down. It was, dude, I was pretty sick. And not to mention, every time I walked on campus, you know, the entire fucking female population of whatever, I think all 16 of them, bro.
16.
There was like
16
two.
and a half.
There were 2 of them that looked at me. It was awesome, you know, because the other 14 were looking at each other. But either way, dude, like I had a blast, bro. It was awesome. I was looking great at that time. But then you remember they're like, hey, you know, we gave you scholarship money to like do this, and I was like, yep. And then I went to that tryout. I completely bombed. It was,
You weren't part of the tryout.
Oh no, it was the worst showing of all time.
Like Lakeland Arena team?
No.
No.
you
We
talking
went to. It was a mini camp that we did as a team.
You know, we used to do
And
down
I got a
dirty.
pass. I got a pass in the flat, and honestly, I shit down my leg, and pretty much the moment was too big. I forgot about the weight room. I forgot about all the months of hard work that I put in, and ball bounced off my chest. I got decleated hit. And as the ball was coming back down, they picked it off over my dead corpse, jumped over me.
Who decleated you?
The ground.
Oh, okay. I thought just.
Yeah, no, I
me tell you
fell
something.
over my own feet.
Do y'all remember who? Do y'all still like? Do y'all have a person like you'll never forget that just rocked you at practice?
Justin Chesser.
Valid. What about you?
You know, a lot of people don't know this. Dwayne Sanders.
For real,
Dude, Dwayne Sanders
Dwayne
looked like
Sanders?
Dwayne Sanders looks like Everett, the tight end from. Remember, he had that visor and he had the dreads.
Yeah.
He looked like the stereotypical running back in the NFL, and I was like, bro,
he looked
just
it.
off looks, he's gonna make it.
You know, I'm coming downhill on one play. We're playing cover
Yeah.
3, Kelly Scott's favorite fucking formation, and they do the running back dumping out the backfield,
Yeah,
and I say, you know, I'm running 15 yards full speed, and he's just getting the ball. I'm thinking I'm about to have a Reggie Bush moment. I meet him, and I swear I thought I dislocated my shoulder. I was on. It was. I had a stinger, but I was like a little bitch. I felt that, and all he did was give me everything. He leaned into it like at the last minute, And I was like, okay,
And I would never get. He had such a lazy run. Like he was just like,
bro, I'm not gonna lie,
but he had power.
He looked like every time that he would dress out, because you remember he had all the straps.
He did.
He had the gloves. He had the visor. He looked like the great Dark Hope.
Yeah,
Like it was awesome, bro. He looked great, bro.
definitely did.
Like when I looked at him, I was like, bro, you won't believe it. I created a player Madden look just like you, dog.
just like you. Just like, and the crazy thing about it, you hit Malcolm, all the rest of those guys were fun.
for real.
Dwayne gave it to me every time.
Yeah,
Like I'm not mad at his. I had to prepare myself.
yeah.
Chest strap. Normally I do the Dion and have one of them loose. If Dwayne back there, I'm putting it up.
My shoes
Yeah.
real quick.
Putting a pacifier mouthpiece in. We going for it. Like
Listen. I'm not trying to look like a bitch for everybody.
You gonna run me over. Like you
Let
see.
me tell you who did it for me. You know what I'm saying?
Who?
You ready?
Yeah.
I'll never forget this middle drill camp, and we just. I mean, you remember the middle drill?
Probably Yannick.
First off, you remember camp. You know what I'm saying?
No. Gilbert. Yeah, it was
I was
Gilbert.
saying middle drill. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's short.
That dude
Son
could
of a gun,
fucking
I'll tell
hit,
you.
bro.
I think I still got this scar right here. I'm
Yeah.
dead serious. It came from Gilbert. It was. I don't know why they had me a running back, but anyways, shotgun. It was I remember it was a power play, right? You know, right at the center, behind the center, and hole opened up. I don't know how he was open, and then he just came 100 miles at me. Gilbert just.
Yeah.
He hit me. I'm not gonna lie to you. He hit me so hard that I felt my tongue vibrating.
Oh, okay.
That's wild, bro.
I will never forget that.
The funny thing is, like, everyone's thinking, wow, your tongue vibrate. Imagine what your brain was doing.
bro.
Yeah. He gave you concussion.
CTE, baby. Yes, that's what I'm talking about.
I call it the AB.
Bro, so what's your most embarrassing moment at a CrossFit tournament?
Oh, okay.
I don't want to talk
one I
about,
went to?
I don't want to talk about your positive vibes.
The one I-
and
the one I-
all-
the
and
one I
all the
went to?
great accomplishments
The
you've
one I
done.
went to
Which one was it? Which one was that?
we went to Daytona Beach.
I had a lot. Which one would you say is embarrassing?
Oh, it, to me, I was like, after every last one of them, I give it. I give you your flowers. You give it your all. You look like you're dead.
You go all out,
every last, and then you got to get ready 2 hours later to do a whole nother one all over again.
Yeah.
So he had to do this one where they're swimming. They run a mile, and then you got to swim.
That's right.
And then you got to run back.
This is starting to sound like the Murph.
The Murph would have been easy compared to this.
Really?
They swim and then they got to run back. When I tell you, it was no legs lifting up,
nothing.
no form. It looked like he had on a weighted vest.
Nah, dude, it's the same thing as when people do the Murph, and then you see him running that second mile.
That second mile.
It's so funny, bro. They be fucking.
Nah, bro. Actually, they be holding on to their vest. If they're wearing a vest, they just like, you know what I mean?
That shit look rough.
My most embarrassing, I have to say, it was actually an in-house competition. Hate thinking about it. I don't gonna lie, I hate thinking about it. But long story short, it was a 1 hour workout.
Yeah.
With 4 different workouts in it.
Yeah.
Did very well the first 2. Second one hit a brick wall. I remember just like it had jump ropes and thrusters, and as I'm doing, I felt my calf tighten up.
Yeah.
Like, damn, that's okay. Got to power through it. Get to the third one. It was in a snatch. First snatch, threw it up. It was the second snatch, threw it up. Whole calf locked up. Locked up. I fell down. You know what I mean? Like I'm talking about just like a tree fall, hit the ground.
So now, were you flailing, or was it just like a fall and like clinch?
I mean, it was definitely like a fall clinch. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And just screaming everything, you know what I'm saying, that came to mind.
Yeah.
And I'm talking about, I just felt bad because, it's the last workout. Me and my boy we were in a good position, you know what I'm saying? At least podium. And so like that just
Hey.
took us out. You know what I mean? Put us in the second
I
last
swear,
place.
I don't mean to make fun, but one of the things that's been fucking hilarious to me. Imagine that you just all of a sudden you see you across the arena, just gay.
Bro, when I tell you I went down, talking about SpongeBob, my leg. My leg.
I mean, he's telling you the truth.
But yeah, it was embarrassing.
That, you know what? I feel you on that. Well, to be honest, though, that does match the rivalry of what the one I was just talking about. Because like when I went in for that, I told him, I said I'm going to win the job, right? I said I'm going to win because you had 2. You're rotating. You had your white privilege starting first, and then after that, you had a second role player that come in and block and probably run like 3 routes a year. And that was one of the ones I was like, yeah, I want that role because no one was going to take the other tight end spot. But in that outing, it was highly embarrassing when I tripped over my own feet.
Oh, okay.
Yep. And then they were coming up to make the hit, didn't make the catch. Ball bounced off of me like I was a concrete wall at 6th grade
It really
recess.
bounced. Like,
Yeah, it bounced off of me.
Hold on. Was this at the practice? Where was this at?
This was at our practice field.
Because now, as you recall,
You're starting to recall this, aren't you?
I'm definitely starting to recall it.
Shit was
'Cause he
embarrassing.
wide open.
I was.
he was wide. He was wide the fuck open. Wide the fuck open. Kelly was like, hey, yeah, we're going right back.
I remember that because he went back to O-line.
Right back to O-line. Right.
Yeah, and
back.
it was terrible. It was
back.
the worst. And the funny thing is, like, if you've ever been outside playing sports with me, especially with some of my high school guys that I played ball with, a lot of the guys that I played, like, that just like, no, Mike just shit down his leg. Like, I'm actually a pretty fucking good athlete.
I remember when you was like training for it. I remember seeing you like just on the field catching passes.
Man,
like,
he was going in all summer in the sand
All
pit
summer, yeah.
the whole night. And when the moment came up,
I was a bitch.
he
and I
wasn't ready
folded.
for it.
I folded.
He was.
But you know what? First off, I can relate 100%. We all remember Citadel. You know what I'm saying?
I
Y'all
do.
remember Citadel. Do y'all remember what happened to me on Citadel?
I don't.
It was the second time we played them when we only lost by 56.
Yeah. we lost by 49. 49. It was 56
And we
7.
got on the scoreboard. You know
We
what
got
I'm
7.
saying?
It was 56-7. Don't do that. Don't do that.
I think they was just like, the coach was like, whatever. Rodlain, get in. Give him the ball. You know what I mean? So I remember they called the play. I'm like, oh, me? All right, cool. 3-point stance. And all we needed was a first down. So like, it was just one of those quick, like, fullback, dive. And I remember getting the ball, tucking my shoulder pads bumping a little bit. And then I look up and I just saw grass. You know what I mean? And the play wasn't dead. And I was like, natural instinct, just kept running, took off running. I'm like 40 yards down the field and I'm so excited, tripped on my feet. It was me in the end zone, tripped on my feet. And that was the year they expanded. Remember they expanded their stadium? Mm-hmm. And it was like televised and all that stuff. I remember when we got back to Weber, they were just telling me how like the announcer was clowning the heck out of me.
You know what was funny? I don't know if that's as bad. I really don't. We interrupt this podcast to bring you Sunterra Solar Solutions, a leading-edge solar company committed to making sure they provide a phenomenal experience to its customers. Going solar was one of the best decisions that I ever made. Not only did they provide me a no-hassle experience, it didn't feel like a sales experience. It felt like an amazing person-to-person having a conversation on whether solar was going to be right for me. I was fortunate enough to not only lower my monthly energy cost, but they gave me an option to be able to create a stabilized monthly bill that I could prepare around. I qualified for a new customer incentive that put cash in my hand after installation, as well as I qualified for a tax credit at the end of that same year after I had it installed. All in all, not only was it the best decision I ever made, I lowered my monthly energy costs, I stabilized my bill, I put a ton of cash in hand. It felt like I got paid to go solar. And my most favorite part that I haven't even mentioned, it eliminated my exposure to future increasing rates from the utility companies. So if you think going solar is the right thing for you, by all means, hit us up in our DMs. We can connect you with a sales associate today. And now back to the episode. It is embarrassing. I will say that. Number one, like I would have been ashamed to look at everyone that I rode on the bus back with. However, like I'd have looked at my family and been like, hey, like I almost put us on the map. Yeah. But I didn't accomplish that. At the same time though, imagine you went on a flat route, threw the ball, and you just tripped over yourself. It hit you in the chest, and then they picked it off and scored. Like imagine that happened in the game.
Plenty of times. Let's make no mistake. I'm not finna, bro. I had a reputation a little bit, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
No, I wasn't the best catcher, but listen, on them run plays.
Whenever you're shifting,
coming downhill. Like the difference
Rico,
was,
whenever you're shifting, go ahead and move that thing.
Yeah.
Be okay with tucking it in. You want to talk into it, you know what I'm saying?
The difference is, like, Rico, we all knew Rico was going to come and hit, but it was going to be exactly what you expected out of it. Like, Rico wasn't, you got the dreads at the time, and he gonna let him hang.
All right, first and foremost, I hate the way people treated you when you started growing your dreads out.
Oh, when he had the itty bitties.
Yo, I went through it. When I tell you, people ask me all the time, like, would you remember I had braids? Remember saying?
Yes.
People ask me, would you dread? Never again. You hear me saying?
Yeah.
Never will I do that.
Why?
I mean, teach his own. I mean, I had a good time, but
bro, come on, dude. There was a solid year and a half.
Solid.
Shake your dreads, Rodlain.
I took it on. I had to take a lot.
Yeah, I mean, everybody has to go through the ugly stage.
And the worst part is just like, understand, like people. I don't think people realize like Rico was actually a really cool dude. Like people that outside of Rico's personality set kind of probably looked at him like he was a nerd, a little bit. Right, but then you evolved and came in your own personality. But
I think it was the little B.
I love hanging out with Rico.
Like most of us, you know what I mean. During my college, you know what I mean, time, you know what I mean. I was finding myself, you know what I mean. So
we all were.
You know, I went through
No. I knew who I was. I knew who I was.
See, I was finding myself when I was waking up the next morning.
Yeah.
I had no idea where I was.
I knew who I was when I was in college. Yeah, it was no little B, no base guard. Nothing was not. A lot of people don't know about from Rodlain to Rico transition. You know what I mean?
People don't know that.
I seen the Rodlain the Rico transition. It took a lot of. It was all about relationships. He dated this girl.
Oh man!
And I'm gonna tell you the story about this girl. I thought I was like
from braces to gold teeth.
Listen, I thought I was like a hopeless. I thought I was like a hopeless romantic, right?
Oh, no, okay. When we get done,
rags to riches.
You know that you definitely are a hopeless romantic. Go ahead.
No, look, so I thought I was a hopeless romantic.
So like
And
originally, so this is the way statement. Whenever he would approach a woman, he'd be like, "Wow, you're beautiful and classy."
No.
And then afterwards, once he made the transition, he'd be like, "She's a hoe for show."
Yeah, for sure. Listen. So Rico, she was going to one at the time. So Rico went around campus, right?
Yeah.
And he just told everybody to tell her that he loved her or he cared about her.
Something like that.
He went around and told everybody on campus, all her mutual friends.
Yo, that's terrible.
So what I'm saying is,
I don't know why you're telling this story.
I'm telling this story. So
I'm actually more depressed.
I wanted to go.
That's what I warned
we
you
said
about,
this before camera. So he went around and told everybody on campus, like, tell my girl I love her. You need to tell her I love her. Right? And this is when because he was all about, Rico came from a Christian household.
Yeah.
No secular music, none of that. So he was just innocent.
Did you ever hear a song with the N-word in it?
Of course. But I ain't gonna lie. I've had like DJ tells me all the time. You know what I'm saying? I jumped off the porch in college.
You know, it's really funny the way you said it. He didn't. You know, he grew up in church. Like all of a sudden he gets there. Did you hear a song with the N-word in it?
Of course.
I wasn't homeschooled.
I would definitely.
I listened to Lil Wayne.
Lil Wayne. But from freshman Rico to sophomore Rico, not even like, you know, junior, just from freshman to it went to like base God, and he really went into I call it demon mode. Like he really went to, I want to see as far as I can take this, and then it went to working out. It went to, I want to look as good as I can look. When he had that Haitian flag out, that's when he started to rep himself a little bit more. That's when he started to come into his own. And then he started to date other women. Once he started dating other women and he started to see exactly who he was and what he could get and the magnitude of you know, how many people he can encounter with.
Are you saying like what he could get as in the women paid him?
No, like when freshman Rico was like all about one person.
I love how you both were serious. When
all about
Hold on.
all about one person.
First off, we weren't that close freshman year.
Who? You and CeeLo.
Manny.
Yeah, you and Manny were real. It was somebody else too. It was you, Manny, and somebody else. That was real close.
I remember Manny.
It might have been Pat.
Manny had glasses.
Manny and Pat was, you know what I'm saying? We were definitely like.
Me and Baptiste were close. When, you know, in that beginning stage, but we all automatically know who my targets on the opposite side. You ain't never come on the defensive side, so we all had bounties on the offensive players. Like I wanted to hit Brayon and Atwood so bad, but I could never get neither one of those guys because they were so. And then once they got, you know, a little bit older, I wanted to hit Dre.
Yo, in football, Brayon was the perfect lay down receiver.
Every time.
He's like, oh, I'm about to get hit.
Oh, I'm down. He do the baseball slide as soon as I'm coming. Oh, yeah, don't watch out. He'll never let me get a clean hit. Atwood the same way. I come at Atwood and he'll do
a little shift.
He'll get a little shift and he's already on his way down. I can never get like a clean hit off of him.
Yes.
And then I seen this guy named Dre. I wanted to hit this little kid.
Dre was
Miami.
so tiny.
So tiny from Miami. He was bombing everybody.
You know what was crazy? You remember, that just reminds me of that Miami crew. It was awesome. I think you were there.
The whole crew, yeah.
Remember that whole crew? They all tried to jump me one day.
For real?
Yes, they did. We were, he's like, what? Like they had my back. I didn't realize what was going on because you know how to do that sneaky stuff, right? This is sneak somebody. So they had like 4 dudes surround me, and they were like a unique SWAT team. They just looked at each other with.
They did roll deep
without
actual like.
It'd be breakfast. You know what I'm saying? They did.
It's
a cafeteria.
Like, yo, bro, we're sitting at a beach party.
Yeah,
we were at a beach party. We're like having vibes. There's like awesome. There's what's the shit? The beer,
like the keg?
Yes, there's a keg of beer out there. Everybody's having drinks. Everybody's having a good time. There's half naked women. Like there's dudes who's having a good time. It's almost a split ratio, which is oddly unique at Weber.
Yeah.
So it was like we're having a fucking awesome time. Next thing you know, I'm getting surrounded by these dudes. Like it's a Call of Duty SWAT team without the electronic telecommunications.
And he don't know what's going on.
They look at each other and they start doing that Miami thing. Like
we literally surround him like it's about
crazy.
To be go down.
And next thing you know, Keon steps beside me. And it's funny. This is the funniest part of the story. It's hilarious, bro. Because Keon steps beside me, and I'm sitting in a chair. And he bumped me a little bit. I said, hey, motherfucker, watch what you're doing. But at the time, he's stopping 3 guys from knocking my ass out while I'm not looking.
Even as, Team Williams is going to pop up on him.
Yeah.
Everybody.
I blocked for that motherfucker. This shit was crazy.
But what did you do to make them that mad?
We're gonna have to bleep that.
Yeah,
but
he wouldn't have one guy.
No, they asked me to steal a test and I wouldn't do it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
because I worked for Career Services.
Oh,
remember that?
Okay.
Yeah, so I was like, this is the dumbest thing, bro. It's common sense. It's like, hey, what should I wear to a job interview? A suit or a fucking jumpsuit?
Yeah.
Which one? It's a trick question.
Yeah, it's a suit.
It's a suit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They're like, hey, would you rather go to get a job out of college or go to prison? I was like, prison, obviously, no doubt. So like, but that's what the test was. It's common sense. So he's like, they're like, bro, give me the answers, bro. And I'm like, dude, no. Like, bro, you won't believe it. If you just know how to read, you'll get it.
Probably haven't. It's like last chance you. What did he say to his players? He's like, if you just go to class, you sit in the front row, you turn in your homework, you get a C.
You're not wrong.
Not wrong.
Like that's all you had to do. But he's like, yeah, bro, just how many classes have you been to this year? He's like 0. I was like, all right, well, you're doing great. So that was the point where I was like, no. So we had the whole thing. DJ had my back that day. Chris won.
DJ, really?
Oh yeah.
Everybody, look. Once I jumped in,
You look surprised.
it was
DJ says
everybody.
you don't know about?
No. The moment I stepped in between, it was the big dude with the dreads. I ain't gonna say his name. You just told me I couldn't say his
No,
name.
we're gonna bleep him.
Okay, so once jumped came through. Obviously, my little brother was with them as well.
Oh, okay.
So that was his crew.
Yeah.
So I'm like, me and him.
The sad part is me and him were really cool.
Yeah, Keenan is like, I'm just gonna pop off if they pop off. So they do the Miami. Everybody that's from Miami knows the Miami move. Like, we gonna surround you, and somebody gonna swing, and we all going in. Like,
You think you'd have to fight your brother?
me and my brother, we already looked at each other like, they ain't gonna happen. So we gonna square off, and I'm gonna let him fight one of my dudes, and I'm gonna fight one of his dudes. But we'll never let that.
I see what you're saying.
And
It's like a slightly committed thing. Like, hey, listen, you can fight Rico,
yeah,
but leave me alone.
but leave me alone. Like, and then we can't jump. You can't jump my brother, and he's not gonna let them jump me.
I see what you're saying.
So it kind of like de-escalated the whole situation, because me and him aren't gonna fight each other. But Mario's getting ready to go around. He's giving Mike, like, focus on me. And then it was a skinny wide receiver. I used to call him like Hooch Manzada. He's skinny.
I remember that dude. Yeah, TJ, who's your mama?
Who's your mama?
Yes.
Yeah.
Where's he from?
He's from Miami.
Yeah,
But he played wide receiver. He looked like he had no skill
he
set
was
known to man.
absolute garbage.
But
He was hot garbage.
he looked like Gunplay.
That's who I was thinking about. I was like, was he that light-skinned dude?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
He looked just like
So
Gunplay.
that was the whole thing with that. Once I figured out what was going on, and then I realized like all these dudes are having my back because I'm having a private conversation. I'm pretty sure I was talking to Pitt.
Yeah.
I'm sitting here talking to, because this boy Lee was on the ground puking, and we're all making fun of him. And then all of a sudden, I was all this commotion happened, and like Keon bumped me, and I was like, man, what the fuck you doing, bro? I'm out here having a good time.
Yeah.
You know, and he's like classically defending me, going to bat, and I'm over here behind him, like, hey man, watch where you fucking going. You know what I'm saying? That was, to me, was hilarious. And so then when I realized, oh shit. And I realized they're still doing the spread out thing.
Still surrounding
and
him.
DJ stayed right next to me. It was funny because from that point on, immediately I was like, I will never ever question or do anything. Like if DJ ever needed help, no matter what, I'd be like, yes, I'll be there in a heartbeat.
And it was four of
like
us
I said,
against
I know
6 of them.
Him and I don't necessarily roll in the same crowd all the time.
Y'all got the same birthday.
We got the same birthday,
weirdest
but
fucking thing
it's
In that
weird.
small time, we all kind of roommates at this for a little bit of time.
That's the point. So it's like, and I know like sometimes like my personality set, his personality set doesn't always like fluctuate, but no matter what, there's always like that, hey man, you ever needed anything, you could call me 77th and I'd be there. Yeah, like I know you got 76 other dudes.
76 person don't pick up, call me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I got you.
But that's the point. I was like, wow, I didn't know, like I really didn't know that. I never felt that from you because we never had that true bonding moment. You know what I'm saying? So, but after that, we ended up getting out of there. We ended up just leaving, and I realized what was going on, and I was like, all right, man, I'm not gonna be that guy that says I'm gonna stay and cause a problem. Let's just go.
And then they just end up jumping somebody else. They jumped Kirby.
Did they really?
Yeah.
So they just wanted to fight.
They just wanted to fight. And you were literally like the easiest
Beach
target.
party?
Huh?
Yeah.
The beach party? Yeah.
This is at a beach party, yes. And then, to be honest, I was the easiest target because there was less people there. And realistically, if Keon wasn't there, it would have been probably 2-on-5.
2-on-6. It was 6 of them.
Yeah, there was. But either way, the whole point is like, I mean, we all know like I handle my business. But besides that, like
the only person I was really concerned about was the big
dude.
big with the dreads.
Yeah.
Everybody else, like the skinny guy, like Gunplay, no problem. T Moist, no problem. What's my little brother ain't gonna fight me. And then you had I ain't
like a
gonna
cornerback too. Yeah, they were all pretty small. Like
then you had Mario. I wasn't concerned about
you
that.
know
Like,
what the funniest thing is? Watching a Miami crew attack a very large man. So whenever you see a guy 6'6", 260 pounds, right? And then you have all the little Miami guys who are all like 5'3". So they all take turns like Sonic the Hedgehog. You remember when Spider-Man and Doctor Strange was creating the loops for Spider-Man to come and hit Thanos in the movie? That's what it looks like in real life.
Yeah.
You just have, hey, kick to the face, punch to the eye, da-da, and you have different dudes just jumping at different directions. And I'm like, holy fuck, it's like a legit strategy. Immediately, I want to call the military.
Like, he's the final boss.
That's what I'm saying. Like, he's the final boss, and you want to be like, yo, U.S. military, take notes, because they're fucking him up.
Yeah.
Those punches probably don't hurt, but none of them got punched.
Out, you know what I mean?
I'm wearing his ass out.
They
Like,
wanted to go on the
it's
stomp fest.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy, to be honest. So, drift away from this fighting thing.
As I got, but I was just saying, like, I got a chance to see him grow up.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of people, we all got a chance to see each other become dads and so on and so forth. But that was a different form of growth. That was a form of growth where, like, I don't have control over this. I got to show up. Whereas, though, in college, you seen people dropping out doing 110s. Oh, man. You mean, like, it didn't even have to be in season. That lions, cheetahs, and you'll see, okay.
That was the gayest shit ever.
I'm just letting you know. He stole that. And,
It was, bro.
What was it? Lions, cheetahs, and bears.
I just remember being half asleep when it was presented to us. Remember that 11 o'clock p.m. meeting, like during 2 days when we first heard about it?
At night.
And he was like, I'm going to turn the lights off. We're going to listen to this ebook, and you better not fall asleep.
Yeah.
It's like, you know what I mean? And that's when I remember being half asleep hearing the lines, and we all kind of, remember we were like, wait, is this where you got it from?
Yeah.
No, everybody went ham on that, and they were immediately, the entire team lost respect for him.
Low-key.
Oh,
He said low. We interrupt this episode to bring you Joe's Backyard Barbecue, a delicious, amazing, gourmet type backyard barbecue meal with the most amazing service and the most amazing person that you can have at the helm, cooking those amazing ribs, the amazing brisket, and all the wonderful spices and barbecue sauce that you can imagine. So if you're in the Lake Worth, Florida area, make sure you go and see your boy Joe at Joe's Backyard Barbecue. And now back to the episode. You ever had to improvise in any of your tournaments that you go to? Like, do you ever? I know you said you caught a cramp.
Yeah.
And pretty much your world broke in half and your calf fucking exploded. Right? Have you ever what's the best moments you've had in some of those?
Oh man, some of the best moments. Okay, so man, first off, this stuff is hard. I mean, it is hard. Like I typically compete in RX, which is like just one of the divisions. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, beginner, intermediate, RX, and then elite.
Yeah.
So
you're right underneath elite. So you're on all pro.
That's where I choose to duke it out with those boys. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, the first few times I started competing, the first few years, I ain't gonna lie, I was just like, I was gun ho like, I'm gonna win this. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
I'm gonna win this. And then I was competing. I was like, I realized how stiff the competition was, and just where I lacked in. You know what I'm saying? So I say all that to say, now when I go into these competitions, I set personal goals. You know what I mean? And so those are like highlights. Those are triumphant moments for me. I'll go and I'll say, hey, I know you already know the workouts and what's ahead of you. So now I'll say, hey, for this workout, I want to get this far, or for this lift, I want to move this weight.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give you 100 with you, man. I'll be finishing 29th. You know what I mean? 31st.
Really?
With the one where you were
out of how many?
There's like 600 people.
This last one was kind of my best. You know what I'm saying? I finished 29th out of 44 guys.
Really?
Yeah. The one you went to in Daytona, I was at the bottom. You know what I mean? The bottom. I think it was like 70, 60 some guys. Don't
get it twisted. You finish. A lot of people.
This is true. A lot of people don't. It's a 2-day event. A lot of people, they'll like withdraw. You know what I'm saying? In the middle of the weekend.
Really?
Right? Like it's fun. Sometimes I'll look and at the bottom of the leaderboard where I typically live, I'll see like 4 or 5 names that didn't finish. You know what I mean? And so like I'll take pride in that. I'll be like, I didn't. I finished this because it's hard. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Several competitions, we joke around about it. I'll get done with the workout, or even in the middle of the workout, I'll be like, why am I doing this? You know what I'm saying? This is
like, bro, this fucking sucks.
I can't breathe. My leg hurts. You know what I'm saying? And then I'll get done with it and I'll be on the ground gasping for air and like arms tightening up. I'm like, why am I doing this? But I made it through that weekend. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's one thing, like we'll do some 1-day competitions, will typically be 4 workouts. That's still a daunting task, but 2-day competitions, that's 5 to 6 workouts. You know what I mean? That's a workout every 2 hours. You know what I'm saying? From 8 to 5 p.m. You know what I mean?
Working the same muscle.
Same few muscles. And like by day 2, you wake up in the morning, you're getting up at 6, 6 in the morning, get a decent breakfast in to be out there to warm up around 8. And you're just taxed. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like I say all that to say, for me now, I set personal records. You know what I'm saying? Because
Your goal is PRs.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And this is for fun. Like, let's be, I've accepted that, no. I may not win all these, or I may not win some of them, but number one, I ain't gonna lie to you, even when I don't win, I go in there with a mindset. I'm always like top 10, top 5, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I finish where I finish, but at least I walk away with my head held high saying, these are the goals I set, and I hit them.
Okay, so your biggest reward is not all the women that slide in your DMs.
Nah, I mean, that's just some of the perks, you know what I mean? No, let me stop playing. Let me stop. Not at all.
That's awesome.
But let's be honest. When you're there, you're with the upper echelon of people.
I gotta be honest. I don't know if I'd want to be there because I've seen. Obviously, everybody sees clips of the CrossFit games, like the CrossFit games, and some of the women, highly intimidating. Like there was some where I was like, "Hey, her traps make me want to run into my closet." Like honestly, some of those women, and don't get it twisted, bro. I'm a huge advocate of female sports. Mm-hmm. I think that female sports, regardless of how much the WNBA gets shit on, I think it's great that they have the program. I think that you should promote more and more and more into those programs, and I think everybody should be a part of some athletic association across the entire world. Whether you be part of a trash organization and you're just not that good, at least you go out there and try, because I think the successes build confidence.
Exactly.
So I think it's great, right? However, if you ask me to go witness like the ultimate CrossFit games and I saw one of those, ultimate CrossFitters as far as females, I'd immediately turn around and be like, hey, she's bigger than me and she's way skinnier. She's way more in shape.
I'm gonna tell you,
like
for me, it's inspiring. Like it really is. Like I see these ladies out there, and it's not even just their physique. It is what they can
inspiring.
Move around, you know what I'm saying? It's their fitness level. You know what I mean? It's inspiring. Like
the women are
here's the problem though. The reason I guess my biggest fear is like, say if I ever decided to get into CrossFit, because now we just figured out some shit that I can finally get back into my zone. Mm-hmm. And by the way, I'm down 11 pounds already.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I can get back into my zone. So we got a plan figured out because I had a big medical issue in my hip, all this. But if I ever decided to get in there, my fear, the reason why I'm exerting this, now I'm being honest with you people, all right? Imagine I get done. Yeah, fuck you mean you people. Don't worry. I got my card in 2008. It's all good.
You got an RN license.
So, dog, imagine I get done with the powerlifting set or the power clean set, right? And I get done with like one set of it. And nice job, Mike. Oh, shit.
Okay, I'll tell you this. It reminds me, I will never forget this till the day I'm gone. I was at one CrossFit gym, right? We get done with a workout, or we're in the middle of a workout, and I'm just like I remember I was just on the ground in the middle of a workout, just gasping for air. I'm done. And a girl, I just remember, bro, it's just so cinematic. I just remember seeing her shadow casting over me, and then she stood over me, she looked down at me, and I'm talking like Simpsons, the principal, pathetic. You know what I mean? Bro, she looked down, but she was a coach, so she... Bro, anyways,
she was being funny.
This is her way of inspiring me. She looked at me. And
was she being funny?
No, I think she was dead serious. She looked at me and she goes, either finish the workout or pass out. When I tell you that was the most inspiring thing I ever heard.
I would have immediately been like, no, this is what I would have done. I would have immediately started wiggling my way, like putting my head in between her legs, and she'd have been like, what are you doing? I'm looking for your dick. That's what I'm looking for. Because you just manned up to me.
It just resonated with me, you know what I'm saying? Like, or anybody, me personally, like, it was just kind of like, I felt like she knew what would motivate me, you know what I'm saying? Like the words, like some words, sometimes you can do it, or, you know what I mean? It doesn't do it for everybody. Sometimes you need to, hey, stop being a, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no.
I had one coach, I ain't gonna lie to you. Bro, I was in the middle of a lift, and I think I had just like a minute left to get this lift.
Yeah.
And I dropped it because I missed it. You know what I'm saying? Like I clearly had it, but I missed it. I'm regripping. I'm regrouping myself, taking a breather, and she just like creeped up to me. You know what I'm saying? Just like, she goes, stop being a bitch and use your hips. And I was like,
oh shit!
Bro, like when I tell you, I got under that bar and I missed it again. You know what I mean? but that shit inspired me. You know what I'm saying?
That shit, dude. I was fucking juiced after that, bro.
When I missed it, I was juiced.
You know what? It's funny, dude. I joke about it, but it's true, bro. The idea of, once again, going back to the original, my actual authentic opinion, which the other shit's just a joke. Don't be so fucking sensitive.
Yeah, relax.
But women in today's age, women, honestly, what they should have been throughout our entire history and our ecosystem, right? Dude, some of them have amazing gifts to bring to the athletic community. Some of them have amazing mentalities to bring to the athletic community. And the funny thing is my internal portion, like if I was taking criticism from a female, I'd be totally cool with it, right? It's all good. Because the one thing that motivates me is that stuff right there. Hey, do me a favor, stop being a bitch. And I'd immediately be like that internal child that you have right here. I'm not a bitch, right? You start getting hype and you're like, dude, nah, fuck you. Like I am you know what I'm saying? Like I respond well off that regardless of who's coaching me. So to be honest, to hear you say that story, fucking hilarious. But the fact that a woman said it, honestly, I'm really fucking happy to hear that. That's really cool.
I want to go on the record and say I feel like CrossFitters are the best athletes because you have to be more well-rounded in everything. I mean, it's so many. When watching him,
I'm going to challenge you on that, gymnast.
The only reason why I say gymnasts aren't is because gymnasts, they have to be in control of their body, in control of their core. When he gets to exercise, he don't even know what he's doing. They may show you the day before what you lined up for.
Wait, it's not the same workout every time?
No.
Well, I mean, they do release it. They do tell you, but they don't. You hear about it like 2 weeks out, 3 weeks out. You understand?
So I don't understand. Go ahead and finish your point, and I'll ask you that after.
So it's like you got climbing the rope, upside down push-ups.
Yeah.
You're doing double unders. It's so many things. When I seen him do it, when he tells you he's at the bottom, it's because the overall points he's at the bottom. But some things he's killing everybody at. Like when it comes to power clean, Rico's out there with the best of them. Just because this is something he can do. You've
done that your entire life.
Yes.
So it's like
certain things he's upper echelon.
Yeah.
And certain things he's like, oh man, I'm damn near in the beginning of it. And how long have you been doing this?
Man, when I think about it, I have to sit down and think about it. I'm about 7 years in, 7 years deep. It's crazy to think about.
So 7 years and you still are a beginner at some things.
Yeah.
Do they test?
Oh yeah, certain levels they do.
Yeah. Do the big time games, do they test?
100%. Yeah.
Oh really?
Years ago, a bunch of people got knocked out.
So wait a second, they're not on juice.
Let me just say.
Never mind. We'll move on.
Some people know how to cycle on and off. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and
in other words, I know when I'm getting tested. Is what you're saying.
If you know, I would say it's strategic. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie. I'm pretty naive.
I understand that you're not that deep into it.
I'm pretty naive when it comes to it because I was talking to DJ the other day. I was like, nah, man. I said, the boys ain't doing that. You know what I mean? Like, and then like when I find out, you know what I mean? It's that and the third. So,
what?
Yes, they're doing that.
Yeah. Okay.
Also, on the other end of the idea, like, hey, I understand that you're not all the way, like, you haven't been to Worlds and all that stuff, but I expect you to know these answers next time I ask.
Whenever there's a level of competition, there's going to be somebody that's trying to.
Yeah, always, and I agree with that. I mean, the primary example everybody always goes back to is the '88 Olympic Games, Michael Johnson. You know, hey, 9.79, all that shit. They even did a 30 for 30 on that. Yeah. But I mean, either way, it's just a side question.
I mean, you want to be the best, and people are going to do whatever it takes in order to be.
I would always cheat to be the best.
That's what I'm saying. If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. So I couldn't do it.
That's my point.
Like
I
ain't gonna lie. For me, now let's be real. Especially when you're competitive, you think about the options of things that gonna make you better. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You think about it, right? And so like I ain't gonna lie. There's been times I've thought about it, but the deal breaker for me is when I have to think about just being in the bathroom and alone in the bathroom by myself.
I'm going to be honest. So if it were me, and if I was still in an athletically competitive capacity, I'll be. He's dying. If it was anything for me, as long as it's illegal, like that's what I want to do.
As long as
it's illegal, that's what I just want to make sure that I can beat everybody and do it in a shameful way.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean,
so like everybody else is like the only thing I won't revert to is the gender change, so that I can whoop ass in the powerlifting competition. They have an unlimited weight category, and I'm telling you right now, your boy can still bench 400.
Yeah.
Oh, I guarantee it. I don't know this, but I guarantee it. Now that's what I'm saying though. So if I go in as the unlimited, you know, I'd probably have to face. I mean, I might win in that category, but then again, on top of that, I'd also take illegal steroids. I'd ensure myself a victory, so the competition is not really a competition anymore. Yeah. So it's more like playing a video game.
The morning of the competition, what he gonna look like?
Oh, what you mean? Just gonna hike up a little bit. Show it.
There's
all
nothing
right.
there's nothing like sports with an unlevel playing
Just know
field.
you.
You know what I'm saying? That makes me feel good, especially if I'm the one doing it.
Show a little ass. It's all right. Look, I look at it like, how far are you willing to go? I'm not mad at anybody that does those things because I feel like you realize where your limits are.
Yeah.
And this is what I'm going to need to do in order to be able to compete with everybody else.
Yeah. So in all seriousness, though, I could never do it. I've been offered many times because to be honest, if I took them, I'd have probably been physically, I'd have been pretty phenomenal.
Yeah.
Just because my legs can know no limits. I can get so powerful in my legs. My upper body, not so much. I have the opposite of a prison body. So like every time I was presented with it though, again, like you're talking about like that moment. Nah, I was like, I just don't like our body. Like it was just weird for me. I just couldn't do it. But no, I feel what you're saying. I think it's funny to talk about though.
I think if I wasn't already, I don't give a fuck how you guys feel about this. If I wasn't already genetically gifted to be better than everyone else,
I mean, you're black.
That part as well. But just the mere fact that like I've always been in shape.
Yeah.
I've always been faster than the majority of people. I've always been stronger than the majority of people. Yeah. So it's just genetically, if you look at everyone that's in my gene pool, we're predestined to be better than everyone else.
Imagine if you were 6'3", 260 pounds.
I mean, you already have my brother at 6'3". So it's like,
When I tell you,
Imagine the
I mean, what are you, 6'2", 6'1"?
6'1" and a half.
yeah.
And we're about
But whenever we're in front of a group of ladies, I always say I'm 6'3".
listen, I'm a licensed at 6'1". So.
Mine says 6 feet tall. I'm definitely 5'11".
Yeah, I'm 5'11".
5'11".
He says 5'11". The funny thing is, they'd be like, "How tall are you?" Swear to God, I've heard him in the club. I'm 6'4".
6'4". Fuck that. I mean, don't let these shoes fool you.
Yeah, I'm 6'4".
6'4". If she's 5, think about it. If she's like 5'4",
If she's 5'5", I mean, at the same time, like,
You know what I mean? She's night.
if she's 5'5", she's same height as my 10-year-old daughter.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you don't know what's the difference between 6'4" at that particular point.
If she's
Correction, I said that wrong. I meant 4'5". I meant 4'5".
You know what I mean?
My bad. What'd you say? Sorry.
I said if she's a club girl that's 5'5", she's been with 6'4" guys. So
but
she'll know. She'll be like, nah.
Nah. Listen. I seen another podcast, right? And the guy was like, "You want to know how to get women?" And I used to do this all the time. I don't have any shame in the game. I would go down to Miami and I would tell them that I'm a professional athlete. I play for the Cleveland Browns. Nobody gave a fuck about it.
Fuck that. All right. So on a side note, to continue that, this is a piggyback. I've heard him do this game before.
Yeah, and it works
and the
every
funny
time.
thing is, no, the best part is he's got, and this is why I've said this so many fucking times. He's the second most sought after thing in America. Right? You're in that, you're clumped in that group. Number 1 is money. Number 2, black dude with abs. Doesn't matter if you're bald or not. Once you start breaking down the hairstyles and then bald, whether with beard, that's when you start breaking down. It's like 2.1, 2.2, 2.3. But then after that, once you get to 3, it's just like the light skinned dude with abs. You know what I'm saying? So like that's it. That's what America loves.
The scales it is.
It's funny because America's notorious for racism, but at the same time, America's women be like, they're great in bed. They're awesome. You see how attractive they are? But anyway, the whole point is I heard it like we were in the club. This is years ago. Years ago, we were kids. Don't fucking be dicks. But years ago, I'll never forget it, bro. This isn't. Yeah, I played for the Cleveland Browns, and we're dry, and it works.
It works.
Yeah, he slid like 6 numbers within 20 minutes, and I was like, bro, they saw you talking to each other. Now they're competing with each other, right? So we get in the car, we're driving home, and I said, bro, why'd you say the Cleveland Browns? It's the worst team in the league. He's like, bro, nobody watches the Browns.
Nobody's looking at the roster.
I mean, let's be honest. Have you guys seen Shane Gillis' stand up? Mm-hmm. Some of the shit is raunchy.
Yeah,
like he talks about like he says the word retarded several times, and people I think people are starting to come out of the cancel culture.
No,
yes.
I will say this. I feel like definitely with podcasting. I don't know if podcasts started, but like the fact that now, like you have your own podcast, it's you. You know what I mean? You're not backed by anybody.
Yeah.
You come in here and say what you want. I feel like this type of industry has definitely like put a dent in that cancel culture.
It does, dude. It does. And to be honest, like I'll tell you the truth. Like the one thing that stopped us from doing it, because I came up. Actually, I'm not gonna say I came up with the idea, but I talked to him about us starting a podcast 2-3 years ago. I said, bro,
We can do it.
excuse me. I said, I'd love to do it. This was my dream. If I could do this for a job, imagine if I fucking do this for a job.
Yeah.
Right? Holy shit. This would be fucking fantastic.
Bro,
I would love my
you could,
life.
Like, go out the night, party away. You know what I'm saying? Get up at like 11, 12.
No.
ready for podcast.
Here's the thing.
But you have the camera crew follow you.
Here, that's the thing. You have the camera crew follow you.
You
But
have a blog.
also at the same time, I'll be honest, dude. I wouldn't be the huge like party guy. I will tell you this though: the fun adventures. Like
Okay, I see what you're saying.
I'm talking about, hop on a plane, go to a
yeah.
comedy club in Nashville.
I see what you're saying. Okay.
Hop on another plane, go to Joe Rogan's comedy club, the Mothership in Austin, Texas, and then go to California. Record all those things and make little clips out of that. Like that's fucking cool, bro.
Then go to a brothel.
Imagine this. Imagine your job is to live your life,
Yeah.
but live it to the fullest. That's your job. I'm sitting here like, bro, that's the dream.
Let's do it.
That is my dream. I identified that like 2-3 years ago.
Let me take just for the sake of conversation. Let me take another step further.
Yeah.
Right. You get that dream job, but you live in your life, the good and the bad. There's no like, hey, come at this time. I'm talking about like, let's be real. You know, the parenting, the relation. You know what I mean? The marriage. You know what I mean? All that. Not as far as much as like a sitcom or something like that, but still like nothing's being cut out. Then would you still be down for that?
Yeah, I would. The only reason why I'm okay with my dirty laundry being aired out, and because honestly, dirty laundry is not that bad.
And then not so much like I mean, it's just like let's be real. We all want to put a
The
good
drama
light, you know what I'm
parts.
saying? Like let's be real. Like before the lights came on, we kind of checked ourselves and stuff like that. But no, the camera's right there. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, let's be real. I didn't check myself.
No, you
Don't lie. Don't lie. Come on, dude.
I'm the only one that-
I threw on a
here with
sweater
makeup.
that was covered in fucking dust.
No, Bruck really doesn't care. I'm gonna go to the gym before I get on air.
Yeah, no.
he'll tell
Last
you,
time, actually, when we did the UFC live event, he went and got a pump.
Got a pump.
Gotta
Hey,
bump it, man.
straight up.
I'm gonna make sure I look
Straight
good
up,
on camera.
straight
man.
up, dude. He hit me up. He calls me up. He said, "Hey, I'd be a little late." And I'm like, "What are you talking about, bro? I told you 4:00." So we got to shoot at 6. We got to set some shit up. I need some help. Straight up, he went, "No, I feel where you're coming from, but I got to hold on, wait. I feel where you're coming from, but." See, I have to go to the gym, and what I like to do is the pump.
The pump.
All right,
Pump.
See, it's
You,
the blood.
Cause you're gonna be like this.
Hey, the blood is rushing through your muscles.
Yes.
Some-
and then
Sometimes the pump-
it's
It's better than orgasm.
that's the point.
I feel like every time I get a pump, I get an orgasm.
He's like immediate, and I love the way he said. He sat there in fucking like fashion state.
Bro,
Look,
he was like-
he's looking like this. He's like, so you understand what I'm saying? I get the feeling of coming in the gym. I get the feeling of coming on stage. I get the feeling of coming when I'm pumping back up backstage. I'm coming day and night. Hey, it's fantastic,
Fantastic.
dog.
What an analogy, bro.
Bro, I swear to
What
God.
was going-
So he hits me up. He goes, he's got a pump. And I immediately, that's the first thing I went to. So you're going to pump? And then immediately, all I heard on the other end of the phone was, it's the pump.
It's the
And
pump.
I'm like, okay. So he's going to go to the gym. He's going to beat off and he's going to come back.
Rico, I'm
Pump
doing it all.
at the podcast.
Listen, I'm doing it all. I'm in the sauna.
Yeah.
I'm dehydrated. I'm making sure you see every part of me.
I'm not going to lie, though.
And the best part of it.
Here's the good thing, though, is when you're black, it shows up phenomenally. There's a reason why,
That's
especially...
why bodybuilders.
That's why bodybuilders put the
tan.
fucking toner on.
Yeah.
You got to put the tanner on. Half of you. And, all right, I'm just gonna don't fucking ridicule. Half of you guys could walk out there with no tanner on, and you just all your muscles just fucking flex. The only thing you would need is oil,
Nah,
just
get
so
a
it
little
shines
sweat
on the
it,
light.
man.
Just a little sweat. You're a little pump in it.
I was gonna, yeah, get a little sweat. That's
That's
it. And honestly,
that
it
in.
makes me really fucking annoyed. Like, well, never mind. It doesn't make me annoyed. Like, if I tried, I mean, I am trying now, but if I like worked out and I looked good and you guys look better just because like you're black, like that would piss me off.
Look, how about this? I'll give you.
It would make me a little racist.
I'll give you a little bit of this melatonin, just a little bit for the calves. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Why white people's calves just be on 10? You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
White people's calves just be bang. You know what I mean?
They got that. I'm gonna tell you, this is really.
You want to see a nasty? Continue 2 seconds.
Go ahead.
You want to see a sexy ass calf? Look at an Italian person. I'm talking that olive skin.
I ain't never thought about that.
Yo, I'm telling you, calves on fucking 12. Shit's hot.
Now me looking for it.
Look. I'm gonna tell you.
I Google that shit at night.
When I went to his competition, I didn't tell you. I've never been more insecure in my life.
Yeah.
We out on the beach. I got on a sweater. He'll tell you. I'm talking about full sleeved out. Because these guys, normally when I go in the gym, I got the most confidence in the world.
What month was it?
This is in the summer.
You went onto a beach with a sweater on?
With a sweater on. Because these guys.
He had a long sleeve shirt on. Yeah.
It's a lot,
Wow, you were actually self-conscious.
I was self-conscious. Because these guys are the top of the top.
Even from the white dudes.
Even from I'm telling you, when you go to these competitions, that one of his workouts is a full day workout.
You're the guy I see on Instagram.
Yeah, this is a 2-a-day.
Yeah.
Oh man.
But the 2-a-day is in one exercise. He has to go back and do another 2-a-day. And then another 2-a-day. So it looks like 6 exercises at one time. He looked his best. No, and then you still on top of the workouts, they're still warming up backstage, and they're still
Bro,
living.
It seemed like I would just get done with. I remember that too. They're all the same, but I remember that one in particular. It just felt like the workouts just back to
back, and then on top of that, like they're warming up with weight. My max, like, come on, man, put more weight on there. Like, what? This is my max right here. You know, I'm over here doing. I think Rico had like 225, and he was like. Getting underneath it.
Because that was his first one coming to, right? Yeah. And so like he's just watching. I remember he's just watching all the warm-ups. He's like, man, I gotta pick this bar up. I gotta pick this bar.
I ain't got nothing to do with this shit.
He just started cleaning it. You know what I mean,
I ain't got nothing to do with this workout. I ain't participating, but I'm self-conscious because the women look better than me and the men look better than me because these guys really do this. Like when you're a normal person, this is the top 3%. That's why I said I feel like CrossFitters are the best athletes because they have to work on every part of their body.
I feel like CrossFitters look the best. I'm gonna go on a bold statement, and I'm gonna say this. I think that the most athletic people on the planet, to me, probably gymnasts or people from Ninja Warrior. The only reason why I say that, they have the ability like, oh God, imagine, oh no, skyscraper just cut in half, blah, blah, blah. I'm hanging on by my fingertips. They can pull themselves up.
Got you.
A CrossFitter is probably not going to be able to fingertip something and pull it up. Now, if they got a full grip,
but everybody there is doing.
If the CrossFitter's hanging off and cliff hanging, but that's what I'm saying. It's happening.
No, and I definitely respect both y'all's opinion. I mean,
Yeah.
each his own. I definitely give it to gymnasts and Ninja Warrior because first off, I've always said you can move your body weight.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like people get so like.
Hey.
I was just telling somebody the other day. People
I can bench my body weight, so I'm an elite athlete.
Let me tell you, them plates and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Yeah, it looks good and stuff like that. But when you think about it, if someone weighs 200 pounds and they're moving 165, they're not moving their body weight. You know what I'm saying? That person that can like those gymnasts who can move their body weight, manipulate their body weight. I think that's the ultimate level of fitness.
Get into that thing. Speak up a little bit.
I thought I was. Okay, here we go.
And then on top of that,
you're good.
But I look at it like when you see these guys, it's not if you can do a muscle up.
Yeah.
It's how many can you do? It's not. A lot of people won't. That's a life goal.
Yeah.
To be able to do it once.
Yeah.
In CrossFit, you got to do this.
You got to do
multiple
it 20 times.
Yeah, you mean like this is
Yeah.
the competition. So when you seen people, when I was at his competition, and you seen people finish, but as they finish, they're walking out. They're not walking back into the other auditorium to get stretched out. I gave him cryotherapy. I'm like, hey Rico, in order for you to get this next one, you got to do something that you haven't done.
And by the way, I've been using that ever since you got that from me.
BioFreeze. I'm over here like you have to do something to help your body recover. This isn't going to help naturally. Nobody's just hopping back into another workout. These guys are going into an ice bath. I'm talking to the people like, what are you doing after this? And they're like, hey, yeah, I'm taking a honey shot and then I'm going to an ice bath. I'm like, that's what you're doing in order to get prepared for the next exercise? Yeah, that's the only way I'm going to recover.
That makes sense. No, that makes a lot of sense. What do you say to people that criticize CrossFit across the board? Because I know, like you said, we kind of started out a little bit. I don't have a personal opinion on it.
Yeah.
I think that CrossFit done incorrectly causes a lot of injuries, and I think that gets bloated a little bit in the media when it comes to the exercise ideal. But I mean, what would you say to people that CrossFit is bullshit?
Some of the stuff that I hear, I get it. You know what I'm saying? Like when they tear apart some of CrossFit's ideologies and methods, stuff, I get some of it. What I would say is like, you know, the internet's gonna portray one thing. You know what I mean? The reality is when you go into these boxes, you go to these gyms, they like a lot of them are like very particular about, you know, proper movement, good form. A lot of CrossFit gyms won't let you start in their gym unless you go through their like beginners class. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just to ensure that you know how to do a proper squat, that you know how to do a proper pull up, or even like seeing where your weaknesses are. You know what I mean? A lot of coaches won't teach you a kipping pull up unless you can do 10 strict. You know
What is that called?
Kipping.
It's kipping. That's what it's called.
Yeah.
Kipping or butterfly, but nevertheless, a lot of people drill foundation. Like even my coach, like this past year, she was like, "Hey, we're gonna go back to the basics. We're gonna do a lot more basic movements, stuff like that. Basic movement is the foundation of it. You know what I mean? But I get it. You know what I mean, like
So in other words, you're doing general push-ups for your butterfly, or I'm sorry, pull-up.
Yeah. You know what I mean? You're getting the foundation of being able to do strict pull-ups before you move on to advanced gymnastics. You know what I mean? But once again, like even what we kind of talked about, you know, the most viewed videos are gonna be the cool stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like all the, you know what I mean, the muscle ups, all the, you know what I mean? And people kind of think, oh, like that's all it is. You know what I'm saying? It's just that. But no, it's definitely a lot of foundational movements, strict movements, and perfecting that first.
Think about it. Like when you did the double unders, I've done numerous classes of CrossFit just because I'm intrigued by it. But how they started out is he'll do double unders and he'll have a set of 15. Because I can't do double unders, I have to do singles, but I have to do 30. I have to do double the amount just so you get used to just continuously doing and the repetition behind it. Then you'll get tired of like, man, he's finishing before me because he's just, and I'm doing 30. My last class I did, it was really at Guava. I'm gonna give him a shout out. It was a pregnant woman, and I'm one of the last people to finish. And the only reason why I finished before the pregnant woman, because I just had my ego was like, I'd be damned if I let her. Man, and she was killing me.
Shout out to those CrossFit moms, bro.
Yeah.
I tell you, like I said, the women in that sport just, they definitely like motivate me. But when you think about it, I see it, you know, I see it a fair amount of times. Not only you got these moms, but when you break it down, I watched a lady pregnant, you know what I'm saying? Come to classes, workout.
You watch a pregnant lady?
Oh, all the time.
Yeah, overall, all the time. You know
all
what
the
I'm saying?
time.
They'll come to classes, they'll be in there.
Imagine if I would stopped. You watched a pregnant lady?
I know, right?
Immediately he went, whoa, oh, yeah.
Go on that workout, then you don't see her for a little bit. She has the baby, comes back. And I'm gonna tell you, it's wild to see like 6-month, 3-month-old baby in a stroller, you know what I'm saying? In a box gym, you feel me? Obviously, you know, it's fine. I mean, like it's
No,
but I'm just saying, like,
don't fucking judge.
What I'm simply saying is like the dedication, you know what I mean? And then like just it's not limiting, you know what I'm saying? Like it's not limiting at all. You know what I mean? Like you got someone who just gave birth to a kid, back at it, you know what I mean? Back doing these movements, back, you know, pushing the pace, regardless if it's like a high level gymnast or they're just doing basic movement.
So what you're saying is CrossFitting moms, they breed the 300. Leonidas,
bro, she had abs on top of the belly. Like
what I'm saying is like when I look and I see that, when I just see like a mom just like dedicating herself not to her fitness, not just to her fitness, but she's still looking after her kid. That commitment, because like, okay, prime example, like I was talking to a friend who had a baby, and she's like, I just can't seem to bring myself in the gym. I got to watch my kid. But you see that, to each his own, you know what I mean? No judgment, but you see that person who's willing to take that sacrifice, say, I'm going to bring my kid. I'm going to deal with like trying to push myself physically, even when I'm tired. And
change your perspective there, finds a way to make that sacrifice.
Yeah, finds a way to make that sacrifice. You know what I mean? It's like, I'm telling you, man, and I just think that, once again, that's just,
it's impressive. It's impressive. But again, so once again, I'm going to go back to my original statement. So what you're saying is CrossFit moms breeding today's 300, Leonidas and the 300, the Spartans. Yes, exactly. Like I know 2 CrossFitting moms, and immediately when the kid was born, they turned 1, and he stood up and he kicked a fucking toy and he went, "This is Sparta." And I was like, holy fuck, dude. It's a real thing. Holy shit. I can't believe it.
And I'm going to be honest with you. When I go to those CrossFit events, that's when, and I don't give a fuck how you guys feel, that's when I figured out those are the type of women that I want. The ones that won't take no for an answer. Like, oh, my body is saying stop, but I'm still going to keep going.
Still push the envelope.
Just to continue to push the envelope. People that they're so used to being uncomfortable
Hey, you know, you say that, and I mean this facetiously. I'm joking around, but you say that until you
until they wake you up
your
at 2 in
girls
the morning and
calling
say,
you out like,
"What are you
hey.
doing, bitch?"
You come home, and you try to. Hey, today I hit. You know what I mean? I hit 200. That's it. Fred from 6:30 class. He
No, it's like the sad dog diary. Yeah, hey. Imagine you get home and you hit a fucking PR and you're like, bro, I'm pumping. Hey, I have the pump, right? Next thing you know, they'd be like, hey, Roger did it better at the 5:30 class.
And then they got the times up there too. Like, yeah, he definitely did better.
Immediately you do the Tom Segura, be like, fuck. No!
I'm
side of you on your
gonna tell you how he came about in this CrossFit world.
Yeah.
Right? It was these two guys that he used to watch all the time.
Yeah.
Oh my
I mean,
God. No.
yeah, I'm taking it there. I'm taking it there.
Nah.
These two guys, they I can't even think what was the name, Rico? You know who I'm talking about.
Exactly
you mean All About My Gains. That these guys like super, and they really were. Even now, you can still find them online.
They're still
and,
online, yeah.
And
They're big influencers.
they're working out.
No, they're not. They've changed their content.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you know, I gotta
content?
catch up. You know, they were bodybuilders.
No, I'm just saying they were all about gains.
Listen, I like bodybuilders better because they can take steroids.
No, what I'm saying, these guys weren't.
Everybody just walks past that like it's no big deal.
It's no big deal. No big deal.
No big deal. I'm just gonna alter your biology to make sure that you look better. Hey, if you can, the more you look like the Liver King, the more I'll subscribe to you.
I mean, but these guys were about that, and they one of their main slogans was like all about the gains.
Yeah.
So when I would go into the room and you would hear Rico watching it on TV, all about the gains, and that was kind of like his motto going in, like, it's all about the gains. I don't know what was your introduction to CrossFit? Like, what made you like?
Oh, you know what?
Was it at Winter Haven?
It was two things. It was I'm gonna mention her name, but there was a girl I was talking to at the time. She actually introduced it to me. I'll never forget. She knew I was into like weightlifting and stuff like that. She was like, "Hey, I heard about this CrossFit thing. I signed us up. Let's go check it out." And,
Did she call you a bitch and you were like, no?
No, she definitely, because she was trash at it. You know what I mean? So
Hey, she was garbage.
So we did a few classes. I remember she couldn't keep up, and I was like, I really like this. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of kept doing it, and then I stopped. And then it's when I went to start a Just Move in Lakeland. I remember walking by that CrossFit room. First off, I just heard like weight hitting the ground. I was like, hey, what's going on over there? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I saw a guy cleaning, and you know what I mean? I love Olympic lifting. Y'all probably don't know this, but first off, do y'all remember Coach Loki?
Yeah.
Remember Loki?
Yeah.
Dude,
You can't forget Logan.
All right. You ready? You ready for this?
Yeah. He just took me on his wing, and I remember that year, that time, the people that were power cleaning at the time, not to negate anybody else, but the big power cleaners was Bowman, of course Atwood.
He's an Olympic lifter.
Crazy enough, your brother.
I'm waiting.
You know what I'm saying?
My brother
Your brother was just an ego lifter.
You know,
he was
it's
315 on the bar, and he just kind of this right.
You know,
he just lifted up with no form. You know what I'm saying? Your brother was
no.
I was higher than him in both those categories.
He was but
Yes.
Justin was
Oh,
good,
he was a
strong.
bench
And
presser,
bench
bro.
pressing. He
just-
was
he was okay.
Dude was a 500.
like this, just throwing that thing up and looking at you like this is your. I remember I finally got a 365.
Hey,
I was happy as hell.
You had that.
And he
prison
started
look.
there.
He had the prison look. Like, I'm going fuck shit.
Yeah, I'm really
As
like
he's bench pressing 475. Don't worry, I spread the asshole.
You're in Grace, right?
Bro,
Hey, once again, are you still not gonna mention me?
No. We know you had legs. We know you was squatting. Bruck would go in there and he would roll up his legs, drunk as shit, hungover, and my max was 550. And Bruck, I remember one morning, we waking up, and I'm like, hey, everybody had to like max out, three steps max.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
I'm doing it. I get to my third set, I'm like, yeah. Fuck right. You mean I just dislocated my knee. I came back. I'm feeling like I'm the strongest guy on the team. Loki's like, Keon, you like one of the
drink to this.
You're one of the strongest guys on the team. And I look at Bowman, I'm like, nah, it's nowhere near. No, I'm nowhere near like that. And then you see Atwood, he's doing squats, and he doesn't have to go as low as everybody else because he's already low. So I was like, it doesn't count. Like
Atwood was 5'5".
I'm way
Doesn't count.
way stronger.
Doesn't count.
Bruck comes in, shit you not. You know, I'm doing 5. It was 550. Bruck comes in, He goes to my bar, the last rack, and he's like, okay, let's go. Cold. And does my weight. I was like, you know what? Fuck that shit. You know, and Kelly's and Tim was like, Keon, you like some of the strongest guys. You're pound for pound. You one of the strongest guys on the team. And he killed my shit.
You're welcome.
Go ahead and unrack that for me.
Same thing with Chester. Chester came in there. I got the 365. VA just got drafted, and he's like, man, all you gotta do is be able to hit it like 21 times. You'll hop up on anybody's radar. So I'm like, okay, I can do 225, but he's like, you got to get your weight up first, and then you can start doing reps. So I'm at 315. I'm like, yeah, I'm strong. Then I finally got a 365. I'm like, I'm good. Chester got right underneath that thing. Like, yeah, this is what we're starting off with. I was like, you know what?
Hey, that was, I'm not going to lie. So when I first got there, my starting bench press there was about 385, 405. It was my starting bench press. My leaving bench press was 405. I was never gifted up top. The funny thing is, when I first saw Chester, I didn't think it was real. I was like, he's on steroids. Immediately, I was like, hey, he takes PhDs.
Yeah, he takes some of that.
He takes PhDs.
PhDs.
Performing hydraulic drugs. So like that motherfucker is pumping shit out. Next thing you know, I look at him and I realize like you have no signs of steroids at all. And you're just very strong. And then I looked at him, I'll never forget it, my freshman year, bro. I looked at him and said, hey man, you ever take any drugs? And straight up, he looked at me. I'm strong as fuck. Why would I do that?
It really was.
I was like,
damn, what a
great answer, brother.
yeah. Why would I do that?
Yeah.
Damn,
He
bro.
was legit. So go back to Loki taking you underneath your wing.
You know what? Hold on. We're going to have to do that in part 2, bro. We're going to have to do that in part 2. We're already too far. Down in the episode. Unfortunately, we're too far, bro. We've been having too much fucking
It's been
fun.
a good time, man.
Here's the deal. We got to wrap it up. We got about 5 minutes, so let's do this thing. We got Spice of the Week.
This is why we say.
Are you familiar with Spice of the Week?
Spice of the Week is when you comment in your Spice of the Week.
Fuck yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
The best part of your
fucking
week.
right, dude.
Make sure y'all comment our Spice of the Week.
Yeah.
Spice of the Week, baby.
Yeah.
All right, I don't have to explain it then. You already know what it is. Let's go down the end. Keon, what is your fucking Spice of the Week? By the way, it's good to have you back, brother. It's good to have
I heard you've been MIA.
Hey, it's good to have you back, brother. What's your Spice of the Week, my friend?
So this week was my I didn't have my son.
Hey, you see how he went all metal with it? And just say,
we transitioned to week on, week off because he's getting older. He doesn't need the day-to-day activity along those lines. And plus, we're all individuals growing in our own aspect. So this week, I dedicated myself to going to the gym twice a day, every day.
Okay.
And at the end of the day, I'm not doing what
he did the 4 a.m.s.
Yeah. Well, at the end of the day, I'm not doing what I have control over. Monday, yoga. Tuesday, Tai Chi. Wednesday, back to yoga, but with a little Pilates into it. Thursday is always kickboxing at 6 o'clock. Fridays, we do yoga, and then we bring something else in. This week, I don't care how you guys feel about it, I went to Zumba.
I've done Zumba before.
All right, hold up. Never mind. We gotta wrap this thing up. So I'm gonna give my comments on the next introduction.
Go ahead. And I just
ESE. Ryder, he's gonna be 25. And he's gonna be like, I'm dancing, and he's not gonna realize like people are staring at you. He's gonna be like,
hey, bro.
He's gonna be like, I don't care.
and I say all that to say, I want you guys to take this and run with it. Like, you can't care about who's looking at you while you're running your race. Enjoy your life and live it to the fullest. So after that class, I was like, hey, sign me up. I'll be back in here 2 weeks.
There you go.
And I'm doing it all over again. So that was my Spice of the Week.
Attaboy,
dancing
baby.
to the sun went
Rico,
down.
what you got, baby? What's your Spice of the Week, son?
Spice of the Week.
Tell me something that made your week better, baby.
Something made my week better. I always enjoy like just being there for my dad. Keep it on the up and up, but it's still weird. You know what I mean? My mom not here, but I just try to be there as much as I can for my dad. So when my dad calls, try to stop what I'm doing and be there. But it was a little funny because my dad did call me and say, hey, my dad's funny. You know what I'm saying? He'll call me. This is my dad. He'll say, you off today? Or he was like, when are you off? And I'm like, I'm off
hey,
Wednesday.
Please give me that full African accent. I love
My
that
dad-
shit.
Asian. He's Asian.
He'll call me in the middle of the day. He'll see I'm not working. So he'll be like, Woodland, you off? And I'm like, yeah, I'm off. Okay, good. I need help. And so it's almost like I don't really care what you got going on today.
Yeah,
It's like,
attaboy.
you're off. Okay, so you have all day to help me. You know what I mean? It's
Yes.
but it's crazy because like I'll scoff my teeth and I was like, oh man. But then I have to draw back in. Like I try to take those in. You know what I'm saying? Take the moments in. Like, you know what I mean? My dad called me. I'm finna go. You know what I mean? So I ended up going over there and it's just the patio door. He wanted to replace the lock on it. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just kind of like,
Turned out to be easy.
yeah, actually, we didn't even finish it, but he was kind of like, we got it started. We saw we're missing some pieces, but nevertheless, I said, hey, I'll come back later in the week.
Yeah.
And he's like, hey, it's not a big deal, whenever you can. But that was, it's always just, like I said, I always feel good when my dad calls me. And
Yeah.
I'm able to help him out,
That's
what I'm
good, man.
saying? So,
That's a great spice, dude. That's a great fucking spice, dude. I love that shit.
I'm gonna be doing the same thing.
Hey, nice job. Give me a fist bump right
For
here.
real.
I love that shit.
When I
nice
get older, I'm
job,
gonna be
man.
calling Mike over.
Hey, you know what the best part is? This is the second fucking guest we didn't have to explain Spice of the Week to, baby. Hey,
you, I'm a
Devin.
fan. I'm a
Devin
fan
was
for
the
real.
best. I said, do I need to tell you? He said, bro, Spice of the Week. I've been preparing.
Yes.
Come on.
Right? So I'm going to tell you right now. So here's our Spice of the Week. Mike's Spice of the Week. Number one. My Spice of the Week is going out to fucking sponsors for the podcast.
$2 and a token. Do you make